What's up, everybody? We are doing another pack opening, this time for Top Stadium Club 1992 Baseball Series 1. Been holding this off for a little bit, decided, we'll go ahead and open it now. This is more packs, yes, more packs. We're doing Stadium Club 1992 Series 1 Baseball. I have no idea who's in this set, because I don't know any big rookies from 92. I think maybe Chipper Jones, but I think he's in Series 2 or 3, not Series 1. I don't know. I don't know who we're looking for. Probably just Ken Griffey. Maybe Nolan Ryan. No one's super big. Bagwell's rookie was in 91, so this would be his second season. Frank Thomas would be his second season also. I think anything would probably be interesting to see. Last night we did a bunch of basketball packs, modern basketball packs. I don't know if I'm going to do that again because those were really expensive. And I don't know what I got out of it. I think I got one special card, like one of those relics that they talk about, where it's like game-worn jersey or something. But I don't know who the guy was, so that was kind of disappointing. Ken Griffey, Nolan Ryan, yeah. I mean, typical people from that era that are popular, right? Alright, so we got a full box of cards, and these are crispy. And these packs are rough to open. Stadium Club is one of those premier kind of cards. Like back then they were super expensive because they were premier, because of the photography, the glossy, everything. Like for people that remember cards back then, like even now, there's like the difference between like Topps Chrome and Topps Regular. So that was kind of the big jump between Stadium Club and normal Topps cards. God, these packs are really old, I guess, because they're really, really stuck. Like, this is really struggling. Okay, there we go. See how much these cards are stuck together. You can see the club membership. Watch for paper cuts. These are not that thin. So stuck. John Barry. Shane Mack. These are still stuck. This is probably going to be a theme for like this whole pack thing, because these guys have been stuck for a while. This is Jim Vatcher. Bobby Rose. Travis Fryman. I remember trying to collect Travis Fryman back then. He was supposed to be good. Ron Tingley. We got Roger Clemens. I feel like I pulled Roger every box. Rafael Belliard. I think each Stadium Club that he was in, or he was supposed to be in, I pulled him. Terry Shumpert. Dwight Smith. Evan Elster. Luis Gonzalez. Actually, this is kind of funny. So on the back of the card, it shows like their heat box for batting. That's kind of cool. This wasn't his rookie card, I don't think. I think his rookie card was like the year before, because I think we pulled it. Jeff King in '91. Steve Olin. Mike Heath. I swear, I'm going to try to go faster because this is a lot of packs. Also, a little tired because I went to round one, the new round one that opened here in Houston, and what makes it different from most other round ones in the US is that it has the largest sports center, which is actually really cool. So if you've been to a round one, you know, it's typical arcade, crane games, bowling alley, food court, all that stuff. But the sports center has like batting cages, basketball courts, pool tables, a Ninja Warrior course, all kinds of stuff. You got Ramon Martinez, Pedro's older brother. It has some arcade games too. Biff Roberts, like Marvel vs. Capcom 2, my favorite arcade game is up there. It's all on free play. You just pay to get in. I think it was like $35 for all day. BJ Surhoff. So I was there for quite a while, and I am fucking tired. Mike Sharperson. Eric King. So if you're ever in Houston, you wanna spend a day just playing some games and stuff, that's probably your best deal. Jeff Gray. I think once a month. I might try to do that again. I don't know if I can do it every week. Tim Sphere. I could see at least once a month trying to do that. That was pretty fun. And I just went by myself. If I can get some friends to go, that'd be even better, I think. Luis Rivera. Like, all day just playing pool, it's worth it. Brian McRae. Was this the guy that smashed through the... I don't remember if it was this guy or somebody else. There used to be a viral clip back in the day, where there's a minor leaguer that crashed through a fence trying to catch a baseball. I don't remember. It might be somebody else. Cecil Espy. Oh, they had a mechanical bull. That was wild. That's about as Texas as you can get. Just have a random mechanical bull. Got Bales. Yeah, there's a mechanical bull up there. Tim Hewlett. Jeff Treadway. On Karkovice. Joe Girardi. Managing again? I don't know if he's managing right now. Former Yankees manager. I know he managed for a few other clubs too. I don't know if he's still managing right now though. Really are terrible right now. I blame the age. Trying to open it so I'm not ruining the corners. Not that I think anything is good out of this. Like, this box only cost me like 25 bucks. Got Walt Weiss, former Rookie of the Year. Got Eddie Whitson. Got everyone's favorite checklist. We got another Shane Mack. Got Jerry Brown. Got Dwight Smith. Okay, this is a dupe pack. I've gotten all these guys already. Kevin Elster. So we got Luis Gonzalez here. We got Steve Olin. Like, we've definitely pulled all these guys already. These are stuck. Give me that. Yeah, here's the Luis Gonzalez. With Jeff King. Hewlett. Chef Treadway was in the last pack. What in the world? Dan Belinda. Robin Ventura. Luis Rivera. So 3 packs in, we were already getting dupes. Awesome. However, we haven't gotten too many good players or good cards. Roger Clemens so far is the best one we pulled. Maybe we can get a Griffey. I don't know who else exactly is in the series though. Why? Rip it. Yeah, these are really heavy on dupes. What the fuck? Ramon Martinez again? I want to show these. These are all the same fucking cards. Mike Sharpenson. Dip Roberts. BJ Surhoff. Brian McRae. Okay, here's someone new at least. Mike Levari. Whack distribution, maybe. Bob Scanlon. And it's always like crap cards. Like, why can't y'all give me like a bunch of dupes of Ken Griffey? John Orton. We can not cover his face. There you go. John Orton. Jack McDowell. Kevin Gross. Well, these are at least some different cards. Todd Hundley. Chris Hoyles. Where do you see Yorichi at the end of Bleach 1000 Blood War? 1000 Year Blood War? Spike Owen. What do you mean? Jerry Brown. Kurt Wilkerson. I mean, I assume it's just going to follow the manga. I'll be honest, I haven't watched it, the anime. Like, I see bits and pieces of it on social media. I see like the clips on Twitter and whatever, but I haven't actually watched the series. It's hard for me to watch it because it's like, since it's following the manga, I already know pretty much what happened. So like, I'll watch certain scenes because I wanted to see it animated, but I haven't sat down to actually watch like the whole series. We got Mike Maddox, Greg's brother. Jim Laritz. I mean, do you see Yorichi getting married and having kids? No. If she did, it'd be with Urahara, and I don't see either one of them wanting to do that or caring to do that. Stan Royer. Another Ramon Martinez. I think that's the third Ramon Martinez. Besides, the minute she even tries to do anything with that, Soy Fun is just gonna go ballistic. David Howard. Separate. Tom Foley. I think, I don't know if this is a rookie. This might be a rookie. Bernie Williams. Close enough to where I can put him there. It's not a rookie, it's like second year. Actually, no, it shouldn't be his rookie. He was in the, was it 1990 score? Al Osuna. Willie Frazier. Hey, we got John Kruk. Orders. Got the phenom here. I can get it separated. Adven Poppel. The guy that was supposed to be the next Nolan Ryan. Mike Gallego. Al Leiter. Joe Ursulak. I did start playing that new Bleach game, which it's funny you mention it because I just recently got Yorichi and Urahara. I haven't got very far in the game though. Like, I think I'm still in the first few chapters. Like, I can't go to the next normal chapter because it's telling me I have to do hard mode. What's that? Fireworks explosion or something. Alvin Jones. Danny Tartable. Brian Bohannon? That is. Rich Montalone. What is your thoughts on anime Japanese Defense Forces getting renewed for the second season? I what is that? I don't even know what that is. I haven't really watched much anime lately. Like, I was waiting for that, Girls Don't Play Fighting Games anime. I haven't read the manga, but I've seen snippets here and there, people posting it in the FGC, so I'm waiting for that to come out. Because if it's like High Score Girl, I really liked High Score Girl. Can you separate already? Orlando Merced, Shelley Davis, Gabe Cochran, Gedman, Ryan Holman, Mike Bordick. Pokemon wants to be a common rider. All I see are memes of that one chick. That one girl with the big boobs. That's all I ever see. And it's not even me trying to look for it. It just happens to pop up on my feed every time. That's all I see. Eric Karros. Brian Harper. Tackle? Yeah. Darren Jackson. Steve Lake. Carlos Quintana. Well, I have to say, we're almost 1/4 of the way through, and this is like wholly underwhelming. I think I did mention later on that I want to try to get more basketball packs. Because I feel like per capita, you get better players. Because there's less players to pull from. Like baseball, there's a shit ton of baseball players. Let's be real. Each team has like a 40-man roster, and then you got like all these rookies that played like 30 games or something, getting a card, and most of them just don't pan out. Baseball, like this one has like 3 series. Yeah, that's fireworks. Dan Gackler. Like, let's be real. Most of the cards, most of these guys that I'm naming, I only know like maybe 10% of them. Like, who the fuck is this? Dan Billardello. How many of these guys played more than like a few years? Gerald Clark. Alvin Davis. No, I know he was a stalwart for a while for Seattle for a long time before they got good. Like, he was part of their bad teams. But he was like the best player on their bad teams. Daryl Hamilton? Carl Tuffy Rhodes. I told his story before. He went to Japan and almost became their single season home run leader before they're like, nah, we're just not going to pitch to you now. I think he ended up with like 50 or 51 home runs. Dean Palmer. Because that was like big news. They were calling the league. They were trying to call out the Japanese league for doing that, but like, what are you going to do? Like, you can't tell America cannot tell the Japanese league what to do. Mark Davis. That's that boy Dan. The anime called Gate, thus the Japanese Defense Force fought there, getting a second season. Yeah, I still don't know. I told you, I don't really watch anime much, man. Bill Sampson. Jim Olander. your boy Dan. You know Dan. Mr. Baseball all over again. Yeah. I just bought the laser disc for Mr. Baseball. I need to go back there because he told me he could sell me a Laserdisc player for pretty cheap. Tim Leary. Like, he might get some more Laserdiscs in. Like, he had some cool ones, but I just didn't feel like picking them up. Gerald Alexander. I'd been buying mostly anime ones, but then there's been a few regular movie ones that I think I want to get. We got Paul Molitor. Albert Bell. This is probably like the least angry I've ever. I don't think I've seen him smile before. This is the first time I've seen him smile. That is crazy. Ricky Jordan. Albert Bell had to be the angriest baseball player I've ever seen. Him and Bob Gibson. But the thing is, like, I'd never watched Bob Gibson when he was active. Like, even when he was retired, he was angry. Like, I remember there was, like, an old-timers game he was at. And, like, he hit a guy. Because the guy hit a home run off of him the previous year. So he held that grudge for, like, a whole year just so he could hit the guy the next year. This is when he was like in his 70s. Jamie Quirk? Or Quick? No, Quirk. Scott Bradley. I was disappointed with the lack of variety of video game albums my last trip. Video game albums with like CDs or soundtracks. Juan Gonzalez. Jeff Brantley. Vinyl. So I'm going to be honest, most of the shops I went to didn't have a lot. Like, the stuff that I was looking for, at least. I didn't look for a video game vinyl. I was looking for, like, other vinyl. And I happened to go to this random one in Sunshine Mall. Like, I forgot the name of the place, but it was, like, just a strictly music store in Sunshine Mall. And they had a lot of vinyl, like, that I didn't see in other shops. Randy Bush. Lenny Harris. Like a Beast Chance still in here. I found some vinyl of one of his favorite bands, and I didn't see it in any other shop. But this one shop happened to have it. Mark Lewis. They did have some other things. I just wasn't looking for video game stuff, though. At least not there. Ken Caminetti. No, I was just telling him that when I found the vinyl for your band, that was like the only shop I saw it at. Jack Clark. Roger Mason. You said you looked up how much they were, right? Because you were looking for some others. Luis Quinones. Hey, we got Mr. Halle Berry. Get over here. Cecil Fielder. Shame they didn't follow up on it. Yeah, it was a set and they sold them individually too. How much was the set? Tony Fossis. Was it the same ones that I bought? Luis Salazar, because I'm curious. $500? Was it for the same four? It was the same ones plus the missing ones. Came with the backpack as a bonus, so it was up to 6 or 7. Okay, so there were 3 others that were supposed to be with it? If you can send me what the covers of them look like, I can try to look for them next time I go. Because maybe they have them. Don Paul. Completely. Well, you're talking about retail. I'm talking about resale. Like these shops, they're not part of that zeitgeist. Jeff Montgomery. Mike Jeffcoat. Bud Black. Don Abner. Alan Anderson. We got an Astros Kurt Schilling. Dave Magadan. Gary Wayne. Sam Horn. I almost called him John Horn. Steve Avery. Mike Devereaux. Junior Felix. Ozzie Guillen. Darren Holmes. Yeah, so the ones that I got you, those 4 was nowhere near 500. Let me see, how much is that in US? Yeah, the ones I got you, it wasn't too bad. They were like roughly, I think they averaged about 5,000 yen a piece, so about $30 each. At least the shop that I went to. Yeah, okay, so yeah, about the same price. Yeah, I was about to say 500 is a lot. But like I said, you know, send me the pictures of the ones that you're missing, and I can try to look for them next time I go. I might get lucky and find them. And I got lucky and found those. Got Larry Anderson. Phenom, Kevin Moss. Bobby Thompson. Mike Felder. Mickey Tettleton. Oh, it's midnight. Merry Christmas, everybody. Santa gets to pop in and watch me open some shitty cards. Juan Berenger. Chris James. Got the Hall of Famer Ryan Sandberg. Carlos Baerga. Hopefully some hole in the wall still helps. Yeah, like I said, just send me the stuff. Like I told you that last time before I went. Like, if you want me to look for something, if you send me pictures of it, that helps me a lot more than... Like, some people just, like, said things. Like, they would tell me the name of it, and I'm like, I'm gonna Google this, and wish me luck, because I don't know. Mark Whitten. It's always easier if y'all give me, like, a picture to look for. On Samuel. Because the other thing, too, is, like, I can show the cashiers or the salespeople the picture, and that would make more sense for them to know if they have it or not than me looking at the text, trying to Google translate it, and then show them that. Like, one of my friends wanted me to look for the Panty and Stocking soundtrack. I'm like, you have a picture of the soundtrack? That would help. And he didn't. So I'm like, I'm going to Google translate Panty and Stocking. Greg Biggio. And they still didn't understand what I was talking about. I had to go on Google and find a picture of the album, finally. And then they were like, yeah, no, we don't have that. Joe Bover. Ken Patterson. Charlie O'Brien. That explains the fireworks outside? Yeah, I told you about my neighborhood. They just love their fireworks. And if it's not fireworks, they love their guns. It's one or the other, usually, that they like to fire off. Album cover helps tremendously, yeah. Last time she went, I gave her a spreadsheet with length and everything. Well, no, just send me a picture. Because, like, I can just go to a random shop and maybe get lucky and find it if I just show them a picture. That's an odd thing to ask someone that has no clue what it is. Like, I know what Panty and Stocking is, I'd never watched it. And then... Or you mean... Well, I asked in an anime shop. It's not that weird, it's just conveying it. Like, once they saw the album cover, they knew what it was. Milt Coyer, like, I don't think they thought I was asking them about their own their own panties, you know? Reggie Harris. Gilberto Reyes. Dave Steve. Yeah, it's not like I went to some department, like if I went to like the Best Buy or them, like, hey, y'all got panties and stockings? Saba. Why do y'all have to be stuck? Gene Larkin. Steve Finley. How old is this Steve Finley? I don't think it's a rookie, but it's not a rookie card. No, it's pretty early in their career, though. Scott Lewis. Mark Grace. They actually send you to the wrong department? Yeah, they start sending me to the women's clothing section. Like, no. Mike Flanagan. Francisco de la Rosa. They're going to point at Donkey. Greg Grebick. So, what's funny is, when I was there, the Akiba Donkey was under construction. They were trying to fix a bunch of stuff. Gail Murphy. So, normally, they do have an adult section with like all their tangas and their toys and other things, right? Well, because of the construction, there's no covered section, so it was just out there. Julio Castillo. So, like, Doug Trebeck. I think it was like the 5th floor or something. Because, like, that one's weird. The Donkey there is kind of weird because they rented out the top 2 floors to an arcade. Like, because it's like 8 floors, and it used to be you go all the way all 8 floors, but now they rented out the top 2 to an arcade, and there's another floor for their maid cafe. So they condensed everything down into all the other floors. So then you have this one floor where you got Hatsune Miku, and then some other thing. I forgot what the other thing is, but like Hatsune Miku is like right next to like the Tengas. And there's like nothing blocking it. It just has a sign saying, you know, you have to be an adult to buy this stuff. Hal Morris. So Miku had to grow up pretty quickly, I guess. Glenn Braggs. I mean, she did get married, right? Herm Winningham. Like, I guess if you're old enough to get married, or if you're able to get married, you should be okay with that stuff by now. Robin Ventura. Dan Belinda. It was just funny because I was looking at the figures, because they had the anime figures over there too, and then I'm like, right next to it, I'm like, oh, those are not the right figures. Larry Walker. Jim Abbott. Got Bales. He's all over the place. Thistle SB. Not the right figures? Yeah, I don't collect the figures with the with the rubber middle center. Joe Girardi. Ron Karkovice. Rich Montalone. Mike Maddox. Stan Royer. Jim Larritz. So many dupes already. We're not even halfway through this box. I will say, though, that Don Quixote has some pretty good prices on the figures they do carry. They don't carry a lot of figures. But, like, they're mainstream ones, but they're priced like you would, like, if you saw them at a department store. Like, let's say Walmart carried them, right? It's like if Walmart carried them, and then, you know, after a few months or whatever, the anime gets old or the stock has been sitting there for a while, they'll put them on sale or they'll put them on clearance. That's basically what they do. So there's stuff like the older figures they would put on sale, and they would actually be way cheaper than a bunch of the other shops were. So that was kind of cool. I just didn't realize that until like later in my trip, so I had no space anyway. But that's something good to know later on next time I go. Greg Harris. Kevin Morton. So for anybody that likes to buy anime figures or even Gundam or any of that stuff, they sell them everywhere. It's not just in, you know, the hobby shops like that. Mike Musina, throw him up here. Like grocery stores sometimes carry them. Jack Clark, department stores, appliance stores, 7-Elevens. Every store carries random anime stuff. And they don't treat it like a hobby store. Todd Hunley, they treat it like, you know, a regular store would. So if stuff has been sitting there forever, they'll start marketing down to try to get rid of it and make space for more stuff. Chris Holmes. Brett Butler. Scott Bullitt. Yeah, because I've actually found some pretty good deals for things in other shops. Regular electronic stores will carry, you know, controllers, hitboxes, 4E sticks, stuff like that, which is pretty cool. John Bosky. I recently bought an Evangelion custom stick. Jeff Blauser. I guess it's not custom, but it's like whoever made it is not like one of the regular companies. Dave Hollins. It's basically a knockoff of the Mad Catz design. TE2, I think. But they decided to make one, and they made it with the Evangelion colors. Alvin Davis. And like they were selling it cheaper than the hobby stores were selling it, like in Akihabara. Calvin Jones, because I think they had like they were doing some kind of sale on, you know, computer peripherals, so like keyboards, mice, and the sticks counted as the peripheral. Danny Tartable, so all of that was like 33% off. Brian Bohannon. Inventory creep versus inventory on margin. Yeah, no, I understand. It's just for people that are shopping for stuff like that, just know that you don't have to just go to the hobby shop. Like obviously, for anime, everybody knows about Akihabara, but there's more places besides the shops in Akihabara to buy that stuff. And a lot of times you might even find it cheaper outside of Akihabara. Because Akihabara knows they're going to get a bunch of tourists buying anime shit. They know they're going to get a bunch of the weebs wanting to buy the weeb shit. But weebs don't know, especially not the ones from there, is that there's other places to get the weeb shit. Chris Hoyles. Oh yeah, if you can go to a hard off or book off outside of Tokyo, you're gonna find some good stuff. Todd Hunley. Like this last trip, I was trying to find places that were outside of Tokyo, but not too outside of Tokyo. Kevin Gross. Like Yokohama's a little bit outside of where I was trying to go. Mike Musina. But I still managed to find some pretty good stuff. Kevin Morton. Like the past couple of trips, that was my goal, was to try to find some shops outside of the picked over areas. Greg Harris, because all the tourists are going to hit everything in Tokyo. Hal Morris. That being said, I did still find some good stuff. I mean, I filled up my bags. I can always fill up my luggage. Glenn Braggs. Outside of Tokyo, not all the way to Yokohama. I think I know which one you're talking about, and I have been there before. Another Robin Ventura. Another Herm Winningham. Dan Belinda. Jim Laritz. Rich Montalone. Sam Royer. Mike Maddox. Low key, I want to go to Costco with a US membership just to try the bulgogi wrap they have. That sounds pretty good. Have you ever been to Tsurugiya outside of Akihabara? Because I know in Akihabara they have like 4 locations, but they have a bunch of locations all over Japan. I think Tsurugiya has just as good a selection, if not better, than Book Off, because Book Off is very subjective to, you know, the region they're in, right? Tsurugiya also has a very good online website that you can search and order stuff through. Because that's what I've actually been buying a lot of stuff through, is Tsurugiya's online website. The only problem with it is, you know, you're having to deal with tariffs. Before the tariffs, it was amazing. Like, the tariffs are kind of, yeah, they suck, but the one good thing about their online website is they'll offer specials for free shipping. Carl Tuffy Rhodes again. You got Dean Palmer again. Shinjuku's the one I go to since I can hit the Godzilla store and Tsurugiya in the same building. Yeah. The Akihabara ones are the bigger ones. There's a few other ones that are also pretty big. If I get a chance, I try to check out those stores. The only problem for me is obviously, like, I run out of space. Mike Bordick, like, I ran out of space way too early. But it was kind of on purpose for me this time around. Dick Schofield. Because one thing I'm starting to do now that's saving me a lot of headache is shipping my luggage to the airport. Lee Stevens. So what I'm doing now for my trips is I'm going to fill up at least one of my check-in, Ricky Jordan, and then ship it to the airport so I don't have to worry about bringing it myself. Randy Bush. Because there was one year I was trying to bring Mark Davis. I was trying to bring 2 check-ins, my 2 carry-ons, all at the same time, and I nearly killed myself. Bill Sampson. Like, it was also me being dumb, like not going around looking for the elevator, because I could have just looked for the elevator everywhere I went, but I was being stubborn, and there were a couple times where I just tried to do the stairs, and there was one time I wiped out on the escalator, and like 2 guys helped me up because I got lucky and I just fell on one of my check-in and just kind of sat there like Jesus Christ, what the fuck, Bernie Williams. But then the other time, Al Osuna, I was on stairs and I slipped and fell, and like one bag just flew all the way down the stairs. Luckily nobody was there down there to get hit by it, but then the other one I slid on all the way down the stairs, and this like buff Russian lady helped me up. She just kind of lifted me and the luggage up and then stood me up. Jamie Quirk. I was like, oh wow, thanks. Don Gackler. Dan Belladello, and Gerald Clark. Seemed good there. I wonder if Griffey's in this. Griffey should be in the set, I would think. My strat is to just use the storage lockers near the Skyliner and Nippori 2 days before. See, I don't even want to deal with that. Like, I'm fine with spending a little bit extra to not deal with that headache. Part of that was also because I thought I might be getting my package from Hobby Link Japan, which that's a whole different fucking nightmare. But like, I had a bunch of stuff that was supposed to come from Hobby Link, and like, instead of paying, $1,000 in shipping and tariffs, I changed my address to my friend's address in Japan, and that way I could just pick it up and I could either check that in as luggage, or if I had to just buy another, or pay for it to be another check-in. Willie Frazier. But yeah, in the future, I'm still okay with doing that. John Kruk. I think that strat, like, I just don't want to deal with too much when I'm leaving, Like that was like so refreshing to just be able to just get on the train with my backpack and my backpack and my roller, my small roller, and that's it. Pat Borders. Todd Van Poppel. And then you just go to the airport, you get your 2 check-ins, and it's like right on the floor, right there, right next to the airport station. Just take it to United, drop it off. Mike Gallego. Al Leiter. I mean, obviously that's if you budget and you have the money to do it. Like, if you don't have the money to do it, then, your way is obviously more cost efficient and not bad of a suggestion as well. I used to do that back then as well. Like, because before Skyliner, I would just take the Tokyo Station. So I would drop my bags off at the Tokyo Station locker. Dave Cochran. Rich Gedman. That's when I used to stay with my friend in like 2 stops below Tokyo, not Akihabara. Akihabara is up north above it. Devin White. I have to look at a map and see. Remember what is? I think Shinagawa. Kevin Reimer. Or actually, that's not where his place was. I think his place was in Meguro, but we would take a different train after taking the Yamanote to Shinagawa. And there was another side train that you took to Meguro. Scott Hemmen. So, Jeff Schaefer. What we would do was we would take my luggage, drop it off at a locker in Tokyo Station, and then pick up the luggage from there to take the Tokyo train to the airport. Joe Ursulik. But now that I mostly stay in Akihabara, it's just easier for me to take the Skyliner. If I continue to take Zip Air, I mean, that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing. Because I've been to Haneda before, and Haneda to Tokyo is obviously pretty nice, but I'd have to fly different airlines if I want to do that. Orlando Merced. And Chili Davis. I went to visit my company's office in Shinagawa. They were quite surprised I stopped by. Nice. My old company that I used to work for opened up a branch in Tokyo, and so, you know, a lot of the executives were going to Tokyo, you know, to lead the startup and get the company going and everything. And they were talking about possibly bringing me up there to be the IT support for the English-speaking execs. But I left before that came to fruition. I don't know if that would have been a thing because they were already downsizing the IT department at that point. But that would have been cool. That would have been cool to do. It is funny that I did end up running into some of them on one of my trips out there. You know, so that was fun to catch up. So stuck. You know, I'd come work there if it was a spot available. Yeah. Franklin Stubbs. I've had a few people, you know, ask me if I wanted to work up there. I don't think I would, to be honest. Not permanently, or not like for long term. Terry Steinbach. Like, I know work environment up there is way different than here. I enjoy my day offs way too much and my time off way too much. Wally Backman. Lonnie Smith. Plus, I buy too much shit. Where the fuck am I gonna put it? Like, I'm not gonna be able to get a house out there. Ian Holman. Mike Bordick. Working abroad is fun but difficult. I just don't think I could live out there. Eric Karras. Not that I wouldn't enjoy it, but like all the intangibles, I don't think I could get going with it. Brian Harper. Because, like, the number one thing I like to do out there is shop. Darren Jackson. Like, I'm already running out of space here. What's going to happen if I'm over there? Like, places that I would rent or whatever would be way smaller than here. Steve Lake. Now, food, though, would probably be the best reason for me to go out there because food is so good and so cheap out there. Carlos Quintana. But I would have a hard time, you know, not being able to shop around. Daryl Hamilton. Tuffy Rhodes again. Dean Palmer. Mark Davis. It'd be impossible unless you're in a rural area, one of those abandoned big homes. One option is investing in IKEA, abandoned homes. Nah, I'm good, man. Knowing my luck, I'd actually get a fucking haunted one. Then I have to hire some like exorcist, Ghostbuster shit, with fucking Dan bullshit. Nah, bro, I'm good. I'm okay with my little 1 week excursions. I don't need to stay out there. You know my luck. I would definitely lose and get like the wrong house. Card collectors would be so mad at what I'm doing. I'm like bending these cards trying to get them loose because this is annoying the shit out of me now. Bill Sampson again. I don't think I got anybody new. Maybe I should just only show if I get anybody new, because all these are like the same fucking cards. Tim Leary again. Nobody cares about him. Jim Olander. Nobody cares about you. Matt Noakes. Tommy Gregg. We got Paul O'Neill. Okay, there's some different cards at least here. Maybe I spoke too soon. Kurt Manwaring. John Burkett. 70% off market price for a haunted house is still a good deal. Yeah, no, I don't discount that. Gerald Alexander. Like, the property is an amazing price for it, but what am I going to do with it? We got another Paul Molitor. We got another Albert Bell. Ricky Jordan. It was like, what are you going to do with it? Randy Bush. Whether you live in the house or you try to rent it out or do anything, you're going to have to spend a ton of money to refurbish the house. Lenny Harris. Because I guarantee you it's not livable. Tommy Green, unless you're a fucking ghost. That's the reason why a lot of those are dirt cheap. They're like 50-year-old houses that survived World War II or some shit, and the fucking floors and roof and everything, the walls, older than us. Probably doesn't have like modern plumbing. Like, there are reasons why those houses are dirt cheap. Not at all in most situations? Are you serious? I don't know. A lot of the ones that I've seen, that's how they ended up. And that's why they're that cheap. Or you'd be that one dude who bought a whole abandoned school? No. That, definitely no. Those are definitely haunted. The schools are definitely haunted. Greg Harris. Be like one of those guys that like buys the whole town. Be like, that's the vacation, guys. We're all gonna go and check out this town. Lenny Webster. Dave Rigetti. Mel Hall. I could see some people doing that, though. Like, you buy the abandoned school and like, hey, we're gonna live out our weeb dreams. We're gonna do the school episode. We're gonna do School Rumble. Juan Samuel. Ken Patterson. Baca Village. Baca Gaijin. Baca Gaijin School. Charlie O'Brien. Oh, we got another Craig Biggio. I'm gonna put him there because it's Biggio. I haven't seen Bagwell. Is Bagwell not in this set? Mike McFarlane. Greg Catterett. I got Mike Sosha. Bakamura. Or Idiot Stupid Village. Omar Vizquel. No. You put him up right. It's not his rookie, but pretty early. I think it's second year. Randy Velarde. Jesse Barfield. Dave Hansen. You know who should do something like that? Fucking AX. One of the big anime cons. They should do something like that. The Anime Expo Japan, held in a abandoned haunted school. Hell, if they marketed right, they could probably get a bunch of weebs to pay to go out there and help them refurbish the fucking school. That would be the true Baka Village. You got all these weebs to pay us to let them refurbish this town for us. We got another checklist. Hey, Vince Coleman. Nice. Henry Cotto. Kevin Seitzer. Arnie Lansford. John Cerruti. Todd Van Poppel. Now, give me all the athletics here. Mike Gallego. Don Hilligus. Tom Pagnazzi. Ken Hill. Yvonne Calderon. Dennis Oil Can Boyd. Oh yeah, so when I went to the round one, I actually took a small break and went into the mall. It's in Willowbrook Mall. Luis Alicia and Dante Bichette. I got to walk around the mall a little bit, and it's funny because obviously there's a lot of changes that the mall had, but I was surprised at a lot of the things that didn't change. Like there's some old stalwart stores that have stood the test of time and are still there. But some of the new stuff was interesting. There's a Pop Mart, there's a Miniso, there was this small K-pop shop. I think it's called Violet or something like that. And they had an anime game shop. I forgot what it was called. They weren't extravagantly priced, which I was surprised at, being as in a mall. But I mean, it's not like it was the Galleria, so maybe that's why. I think maybe rent is cheaper there than it normally would be at like Memorial City or the Galleria or whatever. But then there were some other stalls, like some of the other stalls were also selling, you know, anime stuff. And it just kind of made me realize how different things are from when I used to go there. Back when I was in high school, you couldn't find any of that stuff anywhere. Unless you had like a Suncoast. I think Suncoast was like the only store that sold anything anime related. And that was because of Pioneer. Eddie Whitson. Most of the time you had to go to Planet Anime. Walt Weiss. That was like the first anime shop in Houston. And then later on there were a few other shops that opened up. Or you had to go to Chinatown and buy a bunch of knockoff shit. You know Petrali? Because us outside of that, you had to go to Japan yourself or go to an anime con. One or the other. Huh. Life was rough being an early 2000s weeb. Got George Brett. I was joking with my friend too that, you know, the way that I pack my luggage now with everything, it's almost like we're back in 2000. Jose De Leon, because he's having to pack his bags up like back when he used to back then. Tim Jones, because he used to be a vendor at a Acon. Andy Allenson. He got out of that like years ago, but it's funny because when he goes on trips, that's what he does still. Is stuffs his bags, buys 2 more. Jim Olander. I think I'd end up becoming an unofficial middleman service for all my tokusatsu toy friends if I worked in Japan. Yeah, I would definitely be doing a bunch of sales like that. Tim Leary. The only problem with doing like sales, like secondary selling, is having to deal with tariffs. Gerald Alexander. I think that's the main thing that's hurting it. You got another Paul Malidor followed by another Albert Bell because those two are back to back for some reason. Are they even numbered after each other? Why are y'all always back to back? You were not. You were 230, you were 220. Why the hell are y'all always back to back? Followed by Ricky Jordan and Randy Bush. There's just one streamer I watch. He loves doing crane games and he loves shopping as well. So I always watch him when he's streaming and he's going to all these toy stores and arcades. And so he does 2 things. He sells domestically through you know, the consignment stores, which I could totally see doing if I lived in Japan. But then the other thing he does is he actually does sell stuff online, like through his viewers or whatever. I think he gets around tariffs because selling it that way to his viewers is personal mail, not business mail. So it kind of skirts it in a way. Especially, as long as it's like one thing, like not like a whole bunch of things, I think he gets away with it. But that's what I've seen him do. Like, I don't think you can do that through eBay. You'd have to like do that like individually. So I think that's why he only does it through his viewers. Something about him. Got Lenny Harris again. Tommy Green. Matt Noakes. Pete O'Brien. I mean, essentially, this trip, that's what I did with a bunch of the Uma Musume stuff, because I know a lot of people here are really big fans of Uma Musume, but merch is like hard to get or they're super expensive. Doug DeCenzo. So one of my things was to go out there and buy a bunch of it, buy a bunch of merch. Dave Bergman, you know, sell it cheap to him over here. Like, I'm not really making anything off the Uma merch that I bought and sold. It's just mainly to cover, you know, how much they cost. Dave Hollins. Gary Thurman. For me personally, though, Anthony Young. Part of me going out there was to buy my own Uma merch, like a bunch of Uma figures, prize figures, because I knew it was going to be way cheaper over there than it is here. Here's a nice Robbie Alomar card. You know we're going to cover Bernie. Starting to run out of space. Mike Pagliaro. We've got Eric Yielding. They list him as an outfielder. He was a shortstop. He just wasn't a very good one. Henry Rodriguez. Like there was a book off that just opened here. The thing that I knew was they would definitely mark up prices. It definitely wasn't going to be like book off Japan prices because I think they probably have to pay tariffs to bring the merch over here. Brent Main. What I didn't expect was how much more it was. I know the checklist. I figured, you know, with tariffs, it was what 30%, so maybe 50% markup. In Japan, the Uma prize figures, on average, that I got them for, was about 1,000 yen, maybe 1,200 yen. Let's see how much that in US dollars. That's like $8. That's how much I bought most of my figures for. There's a few outliers, obviously, like Ogre Cap, super popular, Gold Chip, super popular. Those cost a little more. Like I think I paid maybe $20 for them. A few others were like 15, but a lot of them were under $10. Like the majority of them were under $10. So I was thinking, you know, let's say Ogre. If you had an Ogre over here, and I paid 20 over there, you know, even, you know, 100% markup, $40. Okay, for her that makes sense because she's, you know, uber popular, most popular in the series, right? But like everybody else, if they're $10, you know, I'm thinking they're going to go for about $20 here. They are not. Every one of them, and they didn't have Ogre, so I'm not able to compare if they got how much they would charge for Ogre or Gold Chip. Every other one was $35 to $45. Carney Lansford. I was not expecting that much of a jump. Because that's like a con price. And even cons are charging more than that. So it's actually, people were buying it because it sounds like a deal compared to like a con. Like I think anime cons, they're selling for like 60 bucks for the prize figure. Greg Cataract, Mike Sosha, Yandere Ashford. I'm trying to track down those Astro City arcade machine model kits. I don't want to pay US prices for those. I mean, good luck in general. They're expensive even in Japan. There's like Sarugia sometimes carries them, and they're marked up. Those are hard because they're out of print. Sean Boski, because I have a bunch of the mini arcade cabinets, and like I've seen those too. Jeff Blauser. I want to get some more of the Bulicks ones. Lee Stevens, because the ones that I have Street Fighter and I have Blaze Blue. Dave Hansen. I didn't realize they made more for other games. So I've been trying to track those down, but they're pretty expensive. Kevin Seltzer. I don't know what the US prices are on those. Like, I've seen them on eBay once in a while, and they're not terrible, mainly because they're still pretty high priced in Japan. Jose Guzman. Because you can't... I have not been able to find them raw in a store. I've always had to order it from a Japanese store or Japanese site. And now it sucks because you'd have to pay tariffs on it. Dave IA. Because like the past couple trips, I've been trying to locate any in a shop, and every time it's like, nope, 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 nope. John Dobson. Eric Hansen. So I'm not going to tell you to give up on your dream of finding it for a good price, but like, those are pretty hard to find. You might have to bite the bullet and just get whatever you find it for. Jesse Barfield. Like, a good price for it is probably 70 bucks. Like, I don't think you're going to find it for cheaper than that. Vince Coleman. Henry Kato. Like, one of the things I've been buying lately are the Beatmania and other Beamani desktop arcade is what they call them. I have one of the Beatmanias. I have Poppin' Music. I want to get the Guitar Freaks and Drum Mania. Maybe another one of them. Another one of the Beatmanias. Haven't quite decided yet, but each one that I've seen is over 100 bucks. Luckily through Sarugia there's free shipping, but then tariffs on top, and it's like, man, I don't know. Like, I wish I bought a lot more of them when they first came out, because the Street Fighter and the Blaze Blue I bought when they first came out, and they were cheap. That's the thing that kills me too, is like when they came out they were cheap. Like $20 kits. Now everybody wants like 100 bucks for them. You found Beetle King for $16.50? Which one's Beetle King? Huh. There's another Kevin Brown. It's not the one I'm thinking of. The ones that I bought recently are the Gashapon arcade, the Gashapon Astro Cities. Those are really cool because they light up, and then there's some that play sounds as well. Mark Wohlers. But the Astro City kits, I have not picked any of them up yet. Because I don't feel like paying for them yet. Mark Williamson. Mushi King, King of Beatles. I don't know what that one is. Benny Santiago. John Cerruti. Dick Schofield. I think the last cabinets I bought, Derek May model-wise, I bought the Fate Grand Order one. Don Hilligus. Yeah, I think that was the last one I bought, because Poppin' Music I'd bought a while ago. Another Tom Pagnozzi. Ken Hill. It's one of those newer data card arcades. Oh, okay. Yvonne Calderon. Alan Anderson. I'm going to need to get some new cards here because these are... I've got another George Brett. That had to be toward the end of his career. 92? How late did he play till? Jose De Leon. And Tim Jones. I don't know if I'm going to stream tomorrow. Let's see what time I get back from my my sister's place. Round one's actually open tomorrow. At least the employees said they are. I don't know what they are. If they are, that's crazy. I might think about going there. Probably won't, but I might think about going there. I mean, at night, what else are you going to do? Kevin Moss. The only thing is I have to go to work on Friday, which sucks. Trevor Wilson. If I didn't have to work on Friday, I would definitely go. But I might not because I have to work on Friday. Robbie Thompson, which is stupid because I know nobody else is going to be there. Mike Felder. There was already nobody on Tuesday. And I'm like, there's no way anybody's going to be there Friday. Mike Henneman. Fung's Kitchen probably open tomorrow. Chinatown is open tomorrow. That's not even a question. Chinatown only closes on Tuesday for some stupid reason. Jimmy Key. They don't close for holidays. Besides, why would China care about Christmas? Walt Terrell. Someone asked me if Japan celebrates Christmas. I'm like, they celebrate Santa, KFC, and giving presents. They don't really celebrate Christmas. Les Lancaster. Tom Candiotti. Scott Erickson. It's a romance holiday for couples? No, man. It's all about going to KFC buffet. I don't know what you're talking about. Lee Smith. When I was in high school, we had a foreign exchange student from Japan. Pat Kelly. And I remember her mind was blown when she saw what Christmas is like over here. She had no idea. Edgar Martinez. I think they took her to... Well, no, my neighborhood, they actually did do lights back then. Jay Buhner. Mark Gardner. You've not been to the winter markets in Japan? No, because I've never been... The only time I've been to Japan during that time period was in January. So I saw New Year's stuff. I've never been there for Christmas time. This year was the latest in the year I've ever been to Japan, was in November. That's why I kind of want to go after Christmas next year. I can't go for Christmas ever. And December might be pushing it for me. It's filled with young couples that go there on dates, share Christmas carols, food, and mulled wine, but completely filled with young couples. See, that would be completely out of my realm of what I would want to do anyway. Sean Berry. Jim Thatcher. And even then, that's just treating Christmas like Valentine's Day then. Bobby Rose. Larry Anderson. Mike Boddicker. Dave Island. Bro, how many cards are in this set? Because these are like the same fucking cards. Dave Henderson. Christmas, Valentine's Day, White Day, all the same. Mark Lee. Harold Reynolds. Bo Jackson in here? At all? John Candelaria. Jamie Navarro. Some of these are new at least. Eddie Higuera. Jimmy Jones. Terry Mulholland. Kent Herbeck. Better get hot, but I don't want to turn on the AC. Not that many cards left. We're 3/4 of the way done. I must soldier on. I don't know if any of y'all follow my Twitter, but I had some banners made by Arcade Shock. They did CBS2 and MVC2 banners for the characters you want. Like they had a custom one where you put your characters on there. Bip Roberts. So I did my Mega Man Cabletron and Ratio 4 Halmaru on CBS2. DJ Surhoff. Mike Sharperson. They turned out pretty good. Like, I actually have an older banner, Shane Mack. Like, a friend had given me an old advertising banner for Marvel 2. It's about the same size. Quality's pretty good. Comes with grommets, so you can just hang it like it is. Lance Mullins. So I went ahead and ordered a Third Strike one. Ken Daly. But I don't really play Third Strike that much. Ray Lankford. I was thinking who to put on there was a problem. Manuel Lee. I play Ken. I don't really like to play Ken, but Ken is the one I do the best with, so I probably should have got him, but I got Akuma because I like Akuma. Greg Briley. Darren Lewis. Bill Doran. Okay, we're starting to see a few more new cards on here. Mark Portugal. Randy Velarde. Mike McFarlane. Omar Vizquel. I'm not sure when the third strike one will come in. It took a little while for these two to come in. And they closed off submissions for them. I've had a few people DM me asking how I got them, because when you go to their site, you can only get the third strike ones now. I'm like, I don't know. I think they said they'll open it back up again later when they do another batch, but for now, that's it. Charlie O'Brien. Got another Craig Biggio. I wonder if Bagwell's in like the other set. Because there's 3 series. And as we learned from the 91 Joe Bover, they do separate them completely. Greg Worthington. So that's part of the reason why we're seeing so many dupes, is that it's only, Series 1. And so Series 1, I think, has maybe 300 cards. Lance Parrish. Felix Fermin. Spike Owen. Gino Petralli. Candy Maldonado. Kevin Bass. This is a nice card. I think it's the first one we pulled of him too. Separated. World Series hero, Joe Carter. Tim Sphere. Luis Rivera. Brian McRae. Ken Patterson. I've been wanting to go back to the book off. See if they got anything new, but I don't know how busy they are, because they were really busy the first week they were open. I don't want to deal with crowds. I was surprised at how not busy round 1 was, but maybe they get busier later on. I do want to see them do well. I think for them, their big moneymaker is going to eventually be the sports facility. Because that is like a hell of a deal. Rhett Butler. Like, especially when they get everything in there fixed. There's a lot of stuff that's not working in there. Scott Bullitt. Which I think is part of the reason why it took them so long to open. They were supposed to open in October. But that kept getting pushed back. Luis Mercedes. And I think they just said fuck it and opened it now because they were like, this is taking too long. Frank Castillo. Like, I'd say the place is 90% done. Dave Smith. There's a lot of machines that they're on, but they're not operational. Cal Ripken. So we'll see how long it takes for them to get those up and running. Like once they get all the machines up and running, I think it'll be pretty good. But like especially for upstairs. Joel Skinner. Like the sports facility, I just can't stress. It's $35 all day. In and out privilege with that too. Jim Abbott. So you don't have to be stuck up there. Larry Walker again. So like you could literally go there at the beginning of the day. Like say you went there on Saturday, go there at 10 a.m. when they open, buy the pass. Go up there, play around for a couple hours, go eat lunch, come back. David Cohn. David Cohn, it's funny you got him batting. Hip Gross, meet up some friends, go play some more. Leave, go eat dinner. Fuck all, come back. Alvin Davis. And play till they close, because they don't close till 2 a.m. That's a hell of a deal for $35. And they have, you know, they even have arcade machines there too that are on free play upstairs. Calvin Jones. Danny Tartable. Brian Bohannon. Like, let's say versus Cidercade, right? Or Game Preserve, or those arcades, right? And even Okashi. Well, Okashi's a little bit different, but like, those places you're spending $10 to $20 to get in. And they're nice, but it's only arcade. Cidercade doesn't have food. They'll have like a food truck. Okashi doesn't have any food. Game Preserve, I think there's some places outside of it or whatever. The variety of games are pretty good at round one for the free area. Jamie Quirk. I'd say it's not quite as on par as the other places, but it's just the fact that you have all the other stuff in addition to it. Dan Gackler. Like the batting cages and the pool table stuff is a really good deal to me. Dan Billadello. Like I think I might go there and just hold my birthday party there. Gerald Clark. People are just gonna have to pay $35 to get in there. Because I've done a birthday at Cidercade before, but like honestly, after a couple hours, I got pretty boring. Oh shit, we got Deion Sanders. Let's go. Nice. Greg Olson. Scott Fletcher. Like, I could see myself going there, hitting the batting cages for a little bit, then go play pool to cool down. Bobby Thigpen. They got a basketball court in there. They have a trampoline basketball court in there. Jack Clark. They have a roller skating rink in there. It's kind of small, but I mean, Mark Lewis. It's not bad for what it is. Ken Caminetti. Roger Mason. Luis Quinones. Oh, we got a David Justice. Another one. Another Cecil Fielder. Starting to feel like Griffey is either not in this series or we're just getting shit luck here. I feel like we should have hit one by now. Even for like Bagwell or Frank Thomas. Figured they would be in here somewhere. Tony Fossas, Luis Salazar, Alan Anderson, Sean Abner, Kurt Schilling, Dave Magadan, Gary Wayne, Steve Avery, Sam Horn, Mike Devereaux, Junior Felix, Tim Reimer, Devon White. That's a pretty cool looking card. Got Hammond, Jeff Schaefer. Ooh, a few more packs to go here, guys. Christmas in Houston is a nice chilly 80 degrees, in case y'all are wondering. That is a typical Christmas in Houston. It's very rare that we actually have Christmas type weather in Houston. I think it was cold last week, but cold for us was like in the 60s. Ozzie Guillen, Darren Holmes, Chris Sabo, Steve Finley, Gene Larkin, Scott Lewis, Mark Grace, Valio Castillo, Craig Grabick, Mike Flanagan, Francisco de la Rosas, Wally Backman, Lonnie Smith, Terry Steinbach, Franklin Stubbs, got some stuff in today from Amazon. There's something that I'm planning to do for my staircase that I think is going to look really cool. I have a bunch of light up marquees that I made, arcade marquees. So I put them on my staircase because I don't have any more space on my wall. And I bought a USB hub and some extension cables. I'm just going to light them up and put them in the hallway. Doug Drabeck. I'll take a picture of it when I finish it, but I think it's going to look pretty cool. Dale Murphy. I'm sad because I can't make any more. The frames I used to get were pre-made frames. Mickey Tettleton from Michaels, but for some reason Michaels stopped making that size. One Behringer. I tried messaging them asking if they would make them again, or is there a way I can order those? Chris James, but they never got back to me. Ryan Sandberg. I should have just bought all the ones that they had when they put them on clearance. Carlos Baerga. Like, I bought quite a few of them, but apparently I thought they were going to come back, but they never did. Mark Whitten. Juan Samuel. N. Patterson. Charlie O'Brien. Tommy Gregg. Paul O'Neill. John Burkett. Burt Manwaring. Maybe I should have looked at the checklist cards. See if I could find the names on there. Like, who am I missing? Why are they not here? Off with yet another Craig Biggio. Joe Boger. Travis Fryman. On Tingley. Oh wow. We actually finally pull another Roger Clemens. Raphael Belliard. Terry Shumpert. Dwight Smith. I still haven't even looked up what the cards I got yesterday go for. Kevin Elster. The Chrome, I don't know. I don't think those were pretty high cards or not. Luis Gonzalez. Jeff King. Andy Van Slyke. Hensley Mullins. Evan Mitchell. Barry Larkin. Is there any magic in these last two packs? That pack was actually not bad. That pack actually had quite a few players that were pretty good. Steve Olin. Felix Fermin. Mike Heath. Eric King. Jeff Gray. Team Spear. Luis Rivera. Ryan McRae. Never say this guy's names. Mike Levire. Bob Scanlon. John Orton. Greg Harris. Dave Righetti. Rob Deere. Casey Candell. And now we're at the final pack. Let's see if there's anything left. If I stream tomorrow, I still have 1989 top packs to open. So that'll probably be the last thing. I don't think I have any other cards after that. Maybe then I'll finally play some games. Mackie Sasser. Kent Merker. Jeff Russell. Ricky Bones. I think it's Bones. If I remember right, I think I remember him. Jack McDowell. Greg Worthington. Didn't we just pull you? Lance Parrish? Spike Owen. That's dupe territory, like all these are dupes. Jerry Brown. Burt Wilkerson. Dale Murphy. Mickey Tettleton. Mike Heath. Eric King. And Jeff Gray. And that is it. That is the box of 1992 Topps Stadium Club Baseball Series 1. I'll be honest, that was kind of garbage. I don't think there are any rookies in this. The guys that we did get, I mean, they're okay. Nothing really big out there. Like, you got Roger. That Bernie Williams might be a rookie-ish card. I'm not sure. Biggio. We got Biggio. There are a few other guys that I think were either in their... If they're not rookie cards, it's like their second year. But nothing super exciting out of that set. At least not in Series 1. Maybe Series 2 has some better stuff, but this one sure didn't. But that's going to be it for tonight. We'll see if we come back later tomorrow or Christmas Day. And we'll do some 89 Topps, which also probably doesn't have too much in there. I know Griffey's not in that. Griffey was in the Topps traded that year. I think Biggio and Randy Johnson are in there. So maybe we'll get lucky and get those. But we'll see. But thanks everybody for joining me. Have a happy holidays. Have a Merry Christmas. Have some good times with your families. Eat a lot of food. Open up your presents. Hope you get what you want.